Hello guys, I actually started the stream earlier, but it got disconnected. Um, I wonder if this will work like this. Okay, right now let me check if I can put the live chat on. You know, it's pretty... Sometimes I feel like feel let down by this, you know. No, ayan. So, I don't know if I'm permanently gonna switch to Mozilla Firefox for the chat, because Chrome has always been causing what do you call this, disconnection. You know, it's getting on. Hold on. I hope this works better. There you go. So if you wanna talk about anything, just let me know. I can't decide now to put. Where's Bennett? Another... Mine's pretty hard, so let's just get to it. Trial and error.
Try not to. You asked for it. Let's get it on. Hi. Buckle up! Ha! Let's spark this.
I taste blood. Get back!
Look alive! I'm going in! Blitz! Gloves off! Buckle up!
Right now it's exactly 60. Just the passing score.
Let's get it on!
It's exactly 60.
Race you! You're toast! Flash! With sword comes shadow. Storm the front! I swear by my sword! Strike! Nice and spicy! Don't blink! Nowhere to hide! Flash! Incoming! Booba! Get them! Speed of light! Quiver! Right hand! Incoming! Don't blink! Eat this! Cut to the chase! Flash! Speed of light! Hey! Glory to the Shogun! Booba! Get them! Don't blink! Barbados! Guide us! Nice and spicy! With sword comes shadow! Booba! Get! Incoming! Quiver! You're toast! Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Incoming! Hey!
Well, I feel like it's possible to win this.
Speed of light! Nice and spicy! Hey!
As long as I keep on drawing their attention.
Incoming! Wind, hear me! Cut to the chase! Quiver! No turning back! With sword comes shadow! Booba! Get them! Bullet squad! Speed of light! Incoming! Strike! Nice and spicy! Nowhere to hide! Shogun! Strike! Incoming! Active right hand! Don't blink! Speed of light! Hey! Quiver! Nowhere to hide!
Barbados, guide us.
Strike!
It's pretty awesome how we're surviving, no?
Boba, get them! Quiver! Cut to the chase! Nice and spiked! Flash! Incoming! Speed of light! Eat this! No turning back! Strike!
It's pretty possible to finish it 3-star.
Surrendering.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's look! Ha! Huh? Ha!
You've been in.
I'm going in!
Get back!
Let's spark.
You asked for it! Buckle up!
Try not to.
Everybody stand! Look alive! Let's get it on!
Surrendering.
Gloves off! Teamwork is true!
You're in for a little shock.
Huh? Let's light it up!
Nice.
Boba, get them! Quiver! With sword comes shadow. Incoming! Strike! Hey! Cut to the chase! Flash! Speed of light! Don't blink! Nice and spicy! Nowhere to hide! Incoming! You're toast! Glory to the Shogun! Speed of light! I'll be fine. Quiver! Boba, get them! Wind, hear me! With sword comes shadow. Incoming! At the frying pan! Again! Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Speed of light!
Wow, 3-star. See, it's really possible.
I'm going in!
Try not to.
That's gonna hurt in the morning. Let's light it up! Let's get it on!
Let's spark.
You asked for it! Buckle up! Hi!
You.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is...
You're in for.
Oh man, I hate this.
Surrender in a.
Let's get it on! Let's light it up! Everybody stand!
Try not to enjoy.
Gloves off!
Don't be such a brute.
Buckle up!
Come a little closer. Let's spark things.
Let's get it on! Ha! Let's light it up! I'm going in! Buckle up!
You. Try not to.
You asked for it!
Come a little closer.
Look alive! Ha!
You're in for a little shock.
Let's light it up!
Come a little closer.
You know, I like how the memory usage is so low with Mozilla Firefox.
Nowhere to hide. Quiver! Don't blink!
Barbados, guide us.
Eat this! Strike! Gaining the upper... With sword comes shadow. Loba, get them! Glory to the Shogun! Incoming! Hey!
He's got Xianglin.
Cut to the chase!
Wind, hear me.
Quiver! With sword comes shadow. Hey! Strike! Speed of light! Flash! Go as fast as everyone!
Oh no. Anyway. Last time I did more, now I don't know. Where do you get the... I think they're crystals, right? $37, $462. What the frick? $37,462. Definitely way higher. No, I really wonder how to enhance weapons. I think we need the crystals. Which can be collected by mining.
Hey everyone, I'm Khakis and Tape, and today I wanted to teach you how to get upwards of 200,000 weapon XP in just 15 minutes. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe below. Also, make sure to come check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/khakisandtape. And without further ado, let's get into it. As many of you know, when you start climbing into the higher ranks of Genshin, you start to need way more weapon XP to continuously level up your weapons to the highest level possible. So today, I wanted to go over the best way to farm weapon XP. Unlike character XP, which is somewhat limited in Genshin, weapon XP can easily be farmed and crafted using the blacksmith. If you didn't already know, when you talk to the blacksmith, You can create 1 Mystic Enchantment Ore for every 4 Crystal Ore Chunks. What this means is that you are getting 10,000 Weapon XP per 4 Crystal Chunks. Now, the only thing left to do is to get as many Crystal Chunks as you can in a short amount of time. You could use the interactive map to find every single Crystal Chunk spawn in the game and spend hours trying to collect it all. But instead, I'm going to show you some of the best Crystal Chunk spawns that are all close by the teleporters so that you can collect 85 to 90 ore in about 15 minutes. Okay, so our first stop on the ore farming route is up by Stormbearer's Point in Mondstadt. You go to the teleporter, turn around, and then jump off the cliff, and the first ore to game and spend hours trying to collect it all. But instead, I'm going to show you some of the best Crystal Chunk spawns that are all close by to teleporters so that you can collect 85 to 90 ore in about 15 minutes. Okay, so our first stop on the ore farming route is up by Stormbearer's Point in Mondstadt. You go to the teleport.
No, way north. Okay, later I'm gonna do that. But for now, let's do character ascension. Character XP.
Let's see!
Anyway,
Motion to compel! Calm down!
I gotta do something for Rick later. Also, one thing they're communicating with me. So I think I'm gonna resubmit something. And I gotta make sure that the file size is okay, hold on. Why did I get disconnected? I really hate it when that happens. I'm so sorry about that. Gotta resubmit something. So sorry about that, guys. I got disconnected again. It's getting on. I wonder where I put my pair of scissors, my shears.
You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
With sword comes shadow! Motion to compel! Don't be nervous! Just relax! Let's see!
wrong test subject.
I can't wait to get the purple wings for, I think there's a,
You've been a naughty boy.
Boom boom! Ha! Chia!
I know there's an option for purple wings.
Try not to.
Cut to the chase! Inca! Motion to compel! Ha! Chia! Ha! Chia! Calm down! Don't slip and fall!
If it doesn't get disconnected again.
Slip and fall!
Always gets disconnected.
Still! Boom boom!
Come a little closer.
Motion to compel! This sword from shatter! Incinerate!
I'm just looking at the quality. And that's a huge, there's a huge spike on the internet. I don't know what caused it.
Add Astra.
No, streaming isn't okay. Okay, I forgot all about the
Turn around and then jump off the cliff, and the first ore deposit is just to your left below you. This ore deposit also has some good white iron chunks, so if you're interested in farming those as well for weapon crafting, this would be a good spot for you. Next is this mining spot just to the right of Stormbearer Mountain waypoint. Right as you spawn in, just run straight ahead and you'll see the crystal grouped together on the rock. Chunks spawn in the game and spend hours trying to collect it
This
all.
was 5 years ago though.
The teleporters, so the 85 to 90 ore. Okay, so our first stop on the ore farming route is up by Stormbearer's Point in Mondstadt. You go to the teleporter, turn around, and then jump off the cliff, and the first ore deposit is just to your left below you.
Oh, that one, the big rock. North. There it is.
Boom boom! Chia! Ha! Chia! 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 Ha! Incinerate! Chia! Ha!
And let's get some ballberries. while we're here. I saw Valkyries.
This ore deposit also has some good white iron chunks, so if you're interested in farming those as well for weapon crafting, this would be a good spot for you. Next is this mining spot just to the right of Stormbearer Mountain waypoint. Ready?
I think he showed the southwest west. Excuse me.
I'll scout ahead.
I got you, boss.
Oh, excuse me. Yo, hello. You know, I hope I can start teaching by next week or 2 weeks from now. It's already what, the 28th? Frick. I'm starting to feel really low. Oh, really? What the frick? Characters behind. Come on, man.
Let's get it on! Ha!
Are there even thick? Are there even thick characters in Genshin?
Don't blink!
Okay, I got distracted. Then I get the. I can remember if I got the freaking crystals. Hey, you better be careful. Careful not to get banned.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go. Ha! Speed of light. Good. Hey! Look alive!
Right.
What the frick? What? Razor is down, what the frick?
Calm down! Incoming! Don't blink! Nowhere to hide! Let's get it on! Speed of light!
Oh man, I didn't mean to use the burst.
With sword comes shadow. Don't blink! Hey!
I didn't mean to use the burst. I guess I'll use the fragments, no? I saw another option. Yeah, I like Lisa. I like Lisa because of the lingerie. Kitchen, not so much, no.
Step alive! Cut to the chase! Speed of light! Let's go! Don't blink! Hey!
Oh no. I don't wanna use Primo Gems. Okay, let's... Where's the
As you
guide?
spawn in, just run straight ahead and you'll see the crystal group together on the rock. For the next location, instead of going to a waypoint, we instead go to the Valley of Remembrance domain. After you spawn in,
Valley of Remembrance domain. This one.
climb up the face of the domain and head to your left, and you'll eventually come to a hole in the ground that leads to a cave. This cave has tons of crystal.
Okay. Where is it? Okay, here it is. And I've never tried crafting weapons. I never tried. Because I don't know how to.
Let's get it on! Incoming!
You know, the Meta Churl reminds me of Minotaurs in Total War, Warhammer.
Buckle up! Ha!
What happened to the audio?
The next 3 mining spots can be done by going to either the Statue of the Seven at Dawn Winery or the waypoint at Wolven Dome. In this case, I went to the Statue of the Seven. Once you spawn, turn around and run towards the marker. Jump off the cliff and glide over the chasm, and you'll see the ore just past the shrine.
Oh, the... Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do it next time. You know, I wanna play other games. How about weapon crafting? I mean,
So, 5 new craftables. I mean, what's really stopping me from just R5ing them? Mostly because I need more weapons. And also I have this. So, 5 new craftables. I mean,
isn't here on the crafting table. I think I've already gotten the expedition rewards. That's not a lot. I'll just get it next time. OMG, they have Yelan.
My people are used.
Then I have no idea. Well, I don't really care. Hi, how are ya?
I know.
I don't even know how this works. And I don't really care.
Desert life. But still.
Hard work is all there is.
I think I already have Fischl and Razor. I have no idea what this is. I should have just gotten this one, no? Instead of wishes.
They'll be able to find it.
At least this one you can use it right away like that. $85 over $90.
Races of their own. And leave the sand.
I'm gonna do that next time.
guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I will show you from here and use the new gadget, this one, and play 7. So from here, watch it toward the north direction and go inside the cave. I can use this one to fast travel. Talk to this NPC, Aravinai, and you can see, tell the story of the adventure with Aranar.
Man, I don't wanna do that.
Japan's population crisis is urgent. Japan just recorded fewer than 700,000 births last year. That's the lowest in their history. And the government is panicking. They're spending $25 billion a year to fix this. But nothing is working. Most people blame anime waifus for raising an entire generation
Oh no.
of men of culture. Or herbivore men who never learn to talk to girls because pixelated passion projects provide on-demand affection, drama, and climax.
Is it just me or does that look like Felix Argyle?
Those people are
I'm just kidding, you know. Because I can like make out a tail and brown hair.
wrong. I'm John, and I study East Asian societies. Those stories are just a sideshow. The real reason Japan is running out of babies isn't a lack of interest, it's a simple math problem that's impossible to solve, giving the whole country the Kumon kid face. In Japan today, having a family is an act of economic suicide for most young people, and the forces creating that reality are now spreading to the rest of the developed world. But here's what makes this urgent. There's one fundamental financial shift happening right now in Japan that's a canary in a coal mine for your own future. I'll show you exactly what that is near the end. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down 4 social forces creating this crisis. We're going to label them as bosses. We'll look at what's actually driving the decline, the deeper reason those forces exist, what's been tried, and what this tells us about the reckoning coming for the rest of us. Let's start with the scale of what's happening. Japan's population peaked in 2008 at 128 million. By 2070, it's projected to drop to 87 million. That's losing the equivalent of Canada's entire population in 50 years. The government knows this is existential. They're spending trillions of yen annually trying to reverse the trend. None of it is working. But more on that later.
Who walks around with that kind of cash?
Now, most Western netizens love the cultural explanation. But when you actually look at the data, consumption rates for adult entertainment are similar to other developed countries. France watches plenty of non-pixelated entertainment too. Their native birth rate is 1.7. Japan is 1.15. The cultural theory being thrown around just doesn't hold up.
Wrong. Wrong.
The real frame is simpler and much more structural. Japan's birth crisis is fundamentally a marriage crisis. And a marriage crisis is fundamentally an economic one. And the economic crisis is fundamentally a gender crisis. Here's a stat that locks it in. France has nearly 3 in 5 births happening outside marriage. The UK is about half. Japan? 2%. If you're not married in Japan, you're almost certainly not having kids. And marriages are collapsing.
If you ask me, marriage is a trap.
Japan recorded fewer than 500,000 marriages for the 3rd year in a row in 2025. The lowest levels since 1933, when the population was half of what it is today. So the question isn't, why aren't Japanese people having kids? The question is, why is getting married becoming impossible? And that's where the bosses come in. Quick plug, if you like these sorts of deep dives, please like and sub.
You know, I remember my boss before the pandemic. Fucking hell, my freaking avatar is lost again. What the frick? Let me just connect it by key. You know, you guys can tell me if like my
seconds remaining.
My avatar's missing, things like that.
5 seconds remaining.
So that I can fix it. And right now I'm fixing it. What the frick? It didn't freaking work. What's going on? It's not working.
Hold your lizards already. I'm here.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, it should work now. I wonder what's wrong. There you go. It's pretty weird now.
Lickety split.
I think this is the third time it happened today. Hey, back.
The dating numbers tell the full story. A third of young people express no interest in romantic relationships at all. Among men in their 20s, nearly half have never had a girlfriend. 1 in 6 plan to never marry. Now here's what makes this interesting. The total fertility rate among married Japanese couples is 1.91. It's below replacement, but it's not a crisis. The crisis comes from the fact that fewer and fewer people are getting married in the first place, and that's where the social forces come in. Japanese women face what sociologists call the M-shaped employment curve. But to a young woman in Tokyo, it doesn't look like a letter. It looks like a career-ending cliff that you're expected to walk off the moment you say, I do.
I don't want to get married.
Women start their careers after school, but a huge number quit when they have kids. Some come back later, but many don't. So when you graph this out, it looks like a giant letter M. You start your career here, you drop off here to have kids, and you try to climb back up. But in Japan, that middle dip is more like a cliff. This happens because Japanese workplaces still operate on the assumption that mothers will step back from careers. When a woman sees that having a baby means losing their career and that they'll still have to do all the chores at home, the trade-off becomes impossible. Marriage stops looking like a team effort and starts looking like a trap. But even for couples who want to break through that bottleneck and get married, they hit a secondary wall, the economic one. After Japan's economy crashed in the 90s, the job market split in two. Instead of steady, forever jobs, half of all young men now work gig jobs. These are part-time or contract roles with no safety net and no promise for the future. Think of adult life in Japan as a game you have to beat, but the bosses keep getting bigger. Researchers found a magic number. Men need to earn about 3 million yen a year to afford to get married. That's $20,000. And 7 out of 10 men can't beat it. They're not even hitting the starting line. The marriage data reflects it. Among men with non-regular employment, only about 1 in 5 get married. Among men with regular employment, more than half do. But the problem is, 40% of young men don't have a stable regular job. And even if you clear the income threshold, you're still facing the same boss. Because level 2's second health bar is housing. In Tokyo, newly built condos now average over 100 million yen in the greater area as of 2025. City center units push closer to 150 million yen. Prices keep rising, with some places jumping nearly 40% in a single year. If you're renting a family-sized place, you're easily looking at 1,300 to 2,300 USD for about 500 square feet of actual living space. That's the size of a 2-car garage. And when the cost to raise a child through junior high school is over $100,000, That Kuban kid face just isn't about homework anymore.
Homework? What homework?
Now, you've probably seen the viral videos. Beautiful traditional Japanese houses for $500, sometimes free. The internet loves these stories. Just move to rural Japan and live the dream. But here's what those videos don't tell you. For most young Japanese, those homes aren't a solution. They're a form of economic exile. And there's a very specific reason nobody is actually taking them. While Japan has about 9 million vacant homes, the sad reality is career advancement only exists in cities. Some rural areas will give you a house for almost nothing. So you stay in Tokyo, you pay the rent, you fight through level 2. But staying in the game has a cost, because you'll meet the level 3 boss.
Want to buy and ship goods from the US? With MyUS? It's easy. Start by signing up for your free US address. Then save by shopping your favorite US stores, sales tax free. Send your goods to your US address at checkout. Shop multiple stores and combine your purchases into one shipment to save even more. Ready to ship like never before? Sign up for your free 30-day trial. Get the products you love. Save with ease. Sign up now at myus.com.
Take the back way. I'm in for it.
Japan's work culture makes family formation structurally impossible. Roughly 10% of the entire workforce, millions of people, are logging over 80 hours of overtime every month. That's 2 full extra work weeks on top of their regular hours. Over half of the workforce reports serious work-related stress. Among people working 60-plus hour weeks, more than 1 in 4 suspect they have depression or anxiety. The level 3 boss is the maintenance cost of staying in the game, and it never stops. It's a tax you pay every single week to keep your position. Both women and men face this. Let's talk about women first. Wives handle 5 times more housework than husbands. And here's the part that breaks the system. Even women doing a full-time job still do 25 hours of housework per week. That's 65 or more hours of labor a week, working 2 jobs, one of which doesn't have a paycheck or a lunch break, and both of which make you feel like you're failing. This expectation creates a double bind. If they have a kid, they usually have to quit their jobs. And if they try to stay, the office makes them pay for it. In Japanese offices, there's a secret rule for pregnant women. It is not just mean comments, it's a quiet pressure to make them feel like they don't belong. They call it matahara, a combination of maternity and harassment. It's a series of hints that they aren't part of the team anymore, get skipped for big projects, or hear whispers that they aren't dedicated to the job. A legislator named Matsumoto described what she saw in her office. There was only one mommy in the whole division. She was always saying, "Sorry, I'm sorry, I have to go home." It was very sad. That's the culture. Parenthood as apology. But the system isn't just breaking women, it's breaking men too. Fewer than 1 in 3 fathers make it home in time for family dinner. You're technically part of the family, but you're never actually there. Your kids know your voice from phone calls, not from dinner conversations. Japan's parental leave policy looks generous on paper, but only roughly 2 in 5 men actually took paternity leave in 2024. The law gives you the right, but the culture treats it like a betrayal. Taking time off to care for your child signals you aren't committed to the team. You're technically allowed to leave, but everyone knows what it costs you. So men stay, they work the overtime, and they become the absent father the system demands them to be. But here's the final variable in the math that makes family formation truly impossible. It's called double care. A growing number of workers, mostly women in their 30s and 40s, are being crushed by a simultaneous demand, providing childcare for their kids and elderly care for their parents at the same time. 1 in 10 facing that double duty quit work entirely. 8 out of 10 of those are women. When young people look at the future, they aren't just calculating the cost of diapers, they're calculating the likelihood they'll be spending their peak career years doing decades of unpaid work for 2 different generations who rely on them.
Sure as a gun.
In the real game, you don't fight these bosses one at a time. You fight them all at once. To survive, you need a perfect game. everything must align. It's not that it's impossible, it's that the margin for error is so small that almost everyone fails. This is because of a structural failure sociologists call the stalled gender revolution. Women started working full-time, but things at home didn't change. Men didn't start doing more chores. The government didn't build enough support. It was half of a revolution that just stopped. Even after the massive push for womenomics in the last decade under late Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, the problem remains. Women face matahara in a labor market that still operates on 1970s assumptions about who does the unpaid work at home. Because the revolution stalled, men are trapped in a 1970s breadwinner identity that requires the kind of hours that make active fatherhood impossible. The lack of interest in relationships we saw earlier isn't a mystery. It's what happens when the culture demands you to be a breadwinner, but the economy won't let you home for dinner. Nobody wins, and fewer people are choosing to play. The government
Well, good luck to their society.
sees declining birth rates and thinks the solution is making children more affordable. But the real problem is the entire social structure makes family formation incompatible with economic survival and career advancement. In 2023, Prime Minister Kishida called this Japan's last chance. He said, Japan is standing on the verge of whether we can continue to function as a society. As I said earlier, the government is spending $25 billion annually on this. But they're hiding a piece of data that proves they already know it's failing. Internal government projections have shown that even spending trillions of yen more would barely move the needle, a reality they rarely admit while announcing these massive budget packages. I'll show you that data in just a second. First, look at what they're actually trying. Families get 15,000 yen, roughly $100 per month for each child under 3. If you have 3 or more children, university is tuition free, and that stipend doubles. They also built AI-powered matchmaking systems. Tokyo spent each child under 3. If you have 3 or more children, university is tuition free, and that stipend doubles. They also built AI-powered matchmaking systems. Tokyo spent 300 million yen on a government dating app. 31 of Japan's 47 prefectures now offer AI matchmaking services. They're trying to get people to leave Tokyo, so the government offers 1 million yen, about $7,000, per child for families willing to move from Tokyo to rural areas.
You make me nervous. What is that?
Lunod sa requirements. Mentos muna!
By 2022, fewer than 2,400 people had taken that deal because the jobs are in the city. They didn't update the data since then, probably because there are so few takers. They also reformed work hours. New laws cap overtime at 45 hours per month, 360 hours per year. But there's a catch. Companies can use special clauses to push that limit to 100 hours. The government's goal is to let 85% of men take paternity leave, but none of it is working.
My conditions. Take it or leave it.
Professor Masakazu Yamauchi from Waseda University puts it clearly. Rising living costs, persistent gendered divisions of labor, and long-standing patterns of delayed marriage cannot be solved by cash alone. Most Japanese people doubt these policies will actually work. And here's why they're right. The dating app assumes the problem is that people can't find each other, but young people are meeting just fine. They're just looking at what it takes to be a parent today and deciding it's not worth the cost. The work hour cap sounds good, but laws don't change culture. When everyone around you is working unpaid overtime to show dedication, the legal cap just becomes the new minimum. The government is caught between demographic math and cultural identity. They can't make Japanese people have more children. They can't just change the economy and culture to support family formation. So they're importing workers while pretending that's not the actual policy. Japan has quadrupled its foreign worker population since 2007. New reforms passed in 2024 aimed to bring in 1.23 million workers by 2028. That's an intake of roughly 250 to 300,000 people every year, a record pace for a country that has historically been one of the most closed in the world. But this creates cultural tension, and with the election of Sanae Takaichi, the Japanese are rejecting immigration as the solution, and it seems like the country is now stuck with a ticking demographic time bomb. I'm dropping a deep dive on this soon, so if you want to understand why one of the world's most advanced economies is terrified of the one thing that could save it, hit sub and click the bell. So if the policies are failing and the birth rates aren't coming back, does that mean the country is simply headed for a slow motion collapse? Here's where it gets interesting. To understand why Japan feels stuck, you have to look at the shape of the society. In 1980, Japan had about 7 working age people for every retiree. It was a classic population pyramid, a wide base of young workers supporting a small number of elderly. Today, that pyramid hasn't just flattened, it's inverted. It's what demographers call a coffin shape. We are currently at 1.4 workers for every retiree. By 2050, that ratio is projected to hit 1-to-1. Think about what a 1-to-1 society looks like. It means every single person working a job is effectively carrying a retiree on their back. Their taxes and healthcare premiums aren't building the future. They're just paying for the past. While the government spends $25 billion on babies, Japan's total social security bill runs over $1 trillion a year. The state has become a giant vacuum, draining the wealth of the young to keep the lights on for the old. And this demographic coffin creates a labor crisis. By 2040, Japan faces a shortage of 11 million workers, roughly the entire population of Greece. Japan's response isn't to give up, it's to automate. Japan produces over a third of the world's industrial robots, more than any country except China. We're seeing Raicho robots in agriculture. Work that used to take 20 hours now takes 1. In convenience stores, the lifeblood of Japanese cities, are now experimenting with fully autonomous staff. Japan.
So there's no really incentive to increase their population if they're just gonna replace everyone with robots.
Is betting everything on robots to fix the worker shortage. While it may solve the labor shortage, it doesn't solve the social shortage.
Robots do everything fast.
Financially speaking, this demographic coffin keeps the economy stuck. Japanese households are sitting on nearly $14 trillion in financial assets, the majority of it controlled by people over 65, and they aren't investing it in the future. They keep it in safe bets: banks, utilities, and old-school industries. Meanwhile, the shrinking younger generation is doing the opposite. They're sending their capital out of Japan into global index funds so they can capture the high upside of future growth. This is a form of financial hollowing. The domestic economy loses its growth engine because the old money is too scared to move, and the young money is already gone. This is what happens when society stops producing the one thing an economy needs to survive: new people. You can't grow without a new generation to drive it. If you're watching this outside of Japan, you might think, that's interesting, but it's a Japan problem. You're wrong. Japan isn't an outlier. It's a preview, running about 20 years ahead of the curve. And other developed countries are following the same trajectory. Just look at the data. Even North America isn't immune. They are below replacement level. The US and Canada are only maintaining population growth through immigration. The bigger themes here go beyond birth rates. Our whole world is built on the idea that the population will always grow. Capitalism demands it. But what happens when it doesn't? We're finding out that more freedom for women doesn't work if the system doesn't support them. You get more freedom, but fewer children. Wealthy, safe, educated countries don't automatically keep making babies. This isn't a Japan problem. It's a problem of the whole world. Japan is just the first to face it. Now we have to ask, can a country stay strong while it gets smaller? Or do we always need to grow to survive? What we're seeing in Japan is what happens when the rules of life stop making sense. The economy asks for more work than a family can handle. Women's lives have changed, but the way we work and live at home simply hasn't caught up. It's become too expensive for most people to even start a middle-class life. The young people in Japan aren't lazy or broken. They're looking at the cost of a house, the long hours at work, the lack of help, and they realize the deal is no longer fair. So they're making the only choice that makes sense. They're protecting their own lives instead of a system that doesn't support them. Japan's the first to face it, but the curve is coming for everyone. South Korea is close behind, and I did a deep dive on their situation, and it shows exactly where this trajectory ends if nothing changes. I'll put it up here. The question isn't whether Japan will recover. The question is whether the rest of us are paying attention to what the math is telling us about our own futures. If you like this video, you'll like this one. Don't forget to like and sub.
In the powder game.
Your top tower.
Moving.
Your top tower has fallen.
I'm not trying to influence you guys. I just wanna hear about stuff, get more information about, social phenomena around the world.
Should we hurry? Mortimer will get us there. Making tracks.
My waters.
So I recently watched this film, Capernaum, and it really got to me because it depicted the struggles of this refugee child who was suing his parents for giving birth to him.
Suing his parents for giving birth to him.
Philosophers call this antinatalism, the belief that parents giving birth to a child that they know they cannot provide for is fundamentally unethical. This sentiment is actually very prevalent in rural areas where women keep having children despite...
Yeah. I wouldn't wanna birth a person into... Well,
Dire structures are fortified.
that's just my opinion. I don't want anyone to follow suit with my opinions.
For you too. Giddy up.
Despite having no income, no opportunities, nothing. But if you look at wealthy cities like Mumbai and Bangalore, the exact opposite is happening. Birth rates are dropping significantly. So yeah, it's not just you. No one wants to have children. Since the dawn of man, reproduction has been our most profound purpose. The one thing every species is hardwired to do. But now, all of a sudden, humans are losing interest in creating life. It's no longer a priority, and we're observing this all over the world. It's actually raising some pretty massive questions. Why are more and more young people saying no to parenthood?
There's an urge. I really do want to have kids, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
What happens to a country when an entire generation decides not to reproduce? Now, you might think the answer is simple. If the economy is stupid, nobody can afford kids anymore. But there's a lot more to it. And some of it will probably make you uncomfortable. See, you might be young now, but sometime very soon, you're gonna arrive at this crossroad to be or not to be a parent. And this is not like choosing a career or buying a house. This decision is permanent and will define the rest of your life. So I think it's important that you make this choice with your eyes wide open, with all the information, so that you don't succumb to your parents' expectations or the pressures of society. Which is why I have dug deep into this. I want to break down what the real cost, financial, emotional, opportunity cost of raising a child actually is in 2025. So that when the time comes, whatever decision you make will be an informed one and the right one.
Is there even a right one?
Radiant structures are fortified.
Okay, before we begin, I want to show you guys something. But for this, we need to go all the way to Japan. Not the densely populated city of Tokyo, rather, we'll visit a small village called Ichinono. You know, there are fewer than 60 residents keeping this little village lively. But when you walk around the village, you might feel like it's a lot more populated. And that's because the residents there have put up life-size human-like puppets all over the place. There are more puppets here than people. The villagers did this to combat the loneliness they struggle to get used to. Because in the last 2 decades, Ichinono has only seen one single birth.
What?
Now let me take you to the next place. To combat the loneliness they struggle to get used to. Because in the last 2 decades, Ichinono has only seen one single birth. Now let me take you to
For the past 2 decades, there has only been one birth.
the next place, a quaint little village in Italy called Massiola. If you were to tour this village for a while, you'll come to a surprising realization that you haven't seen a single child ever since you set foot there. And that's because there aren't any. Since 2015, no child has been born here. In fact, 358 villages in Italy have reported the exact same in 2023. No births at all. Screw it, let's go back home and begin our story. What you just saw isn't an isolated phenomena. It's a growing concern. All over the world, regional extinction is being observed and ghost towns are popping up. And most of it can be attributed to the fact that fewer and fewer people are having children now. Okay, so it's clear. Fertility rates are dropping. But then, how come the population is increasing? Now it seems counterintuitive, but don't worry, there's a pretty straightforward answer. Let's go back to the mid-1900s when the average woman worldwide used to have about 5 children. This meant that a cohort of 100 women would produce 500 children. Half of the new cohort will have 250 women who will then go on to produce another 1,250 children and so on. Thanks to them, the population rose from 2.5 billion in 1950 to 6.2 billion by the year 2000. Then, around the 1970s, something shifted. And we started observing declining fertility rates in pockets across the world. But here's the thing, the population kept growing anyway. Why? Momentum. All those kids born in the 50s and 60s, they grew up, they had kids too. Even if they had fewer kids than their parents, there were just so many of them that the numbers kept climbing. But the pace at which it was increasing started to decrease. It's kind of like a freight train. Even after you stop adding coal to the engine, it takes miles to slow down. So the UN forecasts that global population will peak around 10.3 billion in the 2080s and then it will start to decline. That's when you'll actually see the devastating impact of the declining birth rates. Now to understand why all of this matters, you need to know about something called the replacement level, which is exactly what it sounds like. If families, on an average, have enough children to replace the parents, the population size will remain steady. Which is why the replacement level is considered 2.1 births for women. The extra 3.1 accounts for infant mortality, that's basically babies who don't survive past age 1. Now, this is a very important statistic to keep track because a population stability depends on the balance between births and deaths. And right now, fertility is dropping. But to make the issue worse, life expectancy and death prevention is getting better and better, which is a great thing, except for this context. Basically, the balance is slowly being tipped, and that leads to a cascade of problems. Think about it this way, when each generation is roughly the same size as the one before it, planning becomes easy. You know how many schools to build, how many hospitals you need, how big the workforce will be. It's predictable. So you just have to keep doing whatever you're doing. But when women are having fewer than 2.1 kids, the next generation shrinks and becomes a smaller cohort. Meanwhile, the older cohorts just keep living longer than ever before. The ratio of a younger workforce to an older retired crowd goes for a toss. This imbalance is measured by a metric called the Old Age Dependency Ratio or OADR, and it's really crucial. Policymakers literally obsess over this number because it tells them where to spend the taxpayers' money. So India's OADR is at 10% right now, which means that for every 10 elderly people, there are 100 working class citizens aiding their pensions, healthcare, and other social support systems, which is good. In fact, it's ideal. But experts predict that ratio is going to get a lot worse. And when it does, everything changes. Jobs, GDP, tax rates, budget, the entire structure of your career can go for a toss. Let's look at the case of Japan. So they have an OADR of 48% and they've been struggling to deal with the crisis. The demand for pensions skyrocketed, hospitals and long-term care facilities became overwhelmed. So to accommodate the aging population, the government had to redirect funds. So money that used to go towards education and infrastructure now props up elder care. So they borrowed and borrowed until they were sitting on one of the largest national debts in the world. And to manage that, they raised taxes gradually, which made the younger working class cohort very angry. Even the ethics of voting were affected. So in most countries, the working class people votes are more substantiated as it's their future at stake, not the elderly's, right? But in Japan, more than 40% of the electorate is over 60 years old. So a lot of the appeasement during political campaigns is directed towards them and their needs, which I'm guessing did not sit well with the younger folks who were building the country's future.
Which way, Mortimer?
Okay, I need to interrupt our story to share something exciting from the sponsors of this video, Quillbot. Their Chrome extension is an absolute game changer. If you ever find yourself rewriting the same sentence 100 times, trying to make it sound right, Quillbot can save you. It's an AI-powered tool that helps you write like a pro, no matter where you're typing, Gmail, Google, Docs, LinkedIn, wherever. Let me show you. Here's a rough email I wrote. I just highlight it, click the paraphraser, and it instantly writes the sentence in a more polished, confident tone. You can even switch between formal, simple, or creative tones depending on your requirements. Next, I run the grammar checker, and every little fix pops up right there. No copying or pasting needed. And for those who often use AI tools, the humanizer feature makes sure your text sounds completely natural and original. Basically, Quillbot makes your writing smarter, faster, and effortless. You can try it free with the Chrome extension, link is below. Now back to our story. Now let me take you all the way to South Korea, a country that holds the unfortunate title of world's lowest fertility rate. 0.75 as of 2024. This means that a cohort of 100 women would produce 75 children. Half of the new cohort of 75 children that are women will then go on to produce 28 children and so on. And this shrinking is exponential. South Korea also has mandatory military service for all men aged 18 to 28. But in the last 6 years alone, their military manpower has shrunk by 20%. Fewer births means fewer soldiers. And the women of that age group had it even worse. They had to deal with much of their maternity wards being shut down. What's the point of having so many wards if there's no one to occupy, right? Now, problem is, this also meant that the women in rural areas lost easy access to safe and timely deliveries. See, when so many of these services shut down, movement decreases, which then leads to bus routes drying up, which then leads to so many people needed for bigger cities, turning that village into a desolate ghost town. Poster child for this phenomenon is the city of Busan in South Korea. It has lost 6 lakh people since 1995. So, to sum it up, fewer births means fewer villages, means regional extinction. You see how one simple metric, how many children women are having, can have such consequential ripple effects. And it's not just at a regional level, we're going to be witnessing a complete demographic shift by the end of the 21st century. How? Because today, Africa makes up about 18% of the global population. But by 2100, sub-Saharan African is expected to account for nearly half of all births and around 38% of the total population. Why? Because they have a total fertility rate of 4.33 births per woman, at least as of 2023. Now I know this is going to sound like a Marvel flick, but by as early as the 2030s, a lot of African megacities will start to pop up as they reap the benefits of their higher fertility rates. Think about it in terms of the flow of business, okay? All around the world, companies are naturally going to gravitate towards where the most number of young consumers are, which in this case is going to be nations like Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, and more. Meanwhile, East Asia and parts of Europe and North America are going to lose influence. Fewer young people means smaller workforces, weaker economies, and less geopolitical power. Okay, so I guess fertility rates isn't just a family story. It literally reshapes maps. It decides which towns get to keep schools, which cities grow, and who gets to set the global agenda. And yet, at the end of the day, fertility rates are just tracking the choices of individuals. And the consensus seems to be that no one wants to have children. Which begs the question,
Do you want to have kids in the future? Oh no, definitely not.
Just busy with my career and everything, just haven't given that much thought yet.
Kids नहीं, kid. One, दो तीन नहीं चाहिए, kid, एक kid चाहिए.
You should have an ideal partner for that to raise a kid.
मतलब जब ह्यूमन किड्स का तो सोचते हैं तो 1-2 साल तक अच्छा रहता हूँ, बाद में जब रोना चिल्लाना करते हैं ना, उन्हें झेलना नहीं होता.
Pregnancy is scariest. Man, I don't want to be pregnant.
I'd rather have double income, none of the responsibilities, and 4 times the cats.
I don't think so. It's just a lot of responsibility.
4 times the cats. Did we say cats?
I don't think.
नहीं हो पाता.
Pregnancy is scariest. Man, I don't want to be pregnant.
I'd rather have double income, none of the responsibilities, and 4 times the cats.
I don't think so. It's just a lot of responsibility. I don't think I'm ready to take that up.
as with most things, the answer to why no one's having children anymore is multifactorial, and we're gonna try and focus on the big hitters. Let me break it down. You see, for most of human history, sex and reproduction went hand in hand, at least for women. But over the last many decades, access to contraception, safe abortions, and even sex education has helped fundamentally decouple sex from reproduction. Unwanted pregnancies used to hike up fertility rates a lot, but not anymore. Now, that's a solid reason, nothing to complain about here. Now, historically, patriarchal structures have heavily influenced fertility rates. In many cultures, families wanted sons, someone to carry on the family name and someone who was more likely to earn an income. This meant that mothers often had to keep popping out children until they produced a beautiful son. Luckily, that's also not the case anymore. Or like, it's getting better. So another great reason is a long-term drop in domestic violence. A study by Jennifer Barber found that women in violent relationships have children at roughly twice the rate of women in healthy relationships. Amazing. Some really great reasons so far as to why the fertility rates have gone down. Then there's hypergamy. It basically refers to the tendency for people to marry someone of equal or higher social and economic status. Now, research shows that women consistently rate financial stability and ambition as their priorities while seeking a partner, whereas men often prioritize physical attractiveness and youthfulness. The inference is that generally, a man who just finished higher education will consider marrying someone with lesser education or income. But a woman in the same position, she's likely to settle. Now, if you couple that with the fact that women surpass men in tertiary education enrollment by 30%, you can see why it's led to lesser marriages or late marriages. Both of which, by the way, can contribute to lowering fertility rates. Now, before you use the term in arguments with your peers, please bear in mind that hypergamy is a theory that's often contested in sociology. Alternative explanations like women simply having higher standards as they don't need marriage for survival is equally viable.
Which way, Mortimer?
You see, culture is a constantly evolving phenomenon. It reflects the shifting desires, values, and worldviews of a society. Just look at the institution of marriage. It was once seen as a cornerstone event, something young people did at the start of adulthood. Now, it's seen as a capstone event, something that you do once all your goals have been achieved.
Explore all the things, all the fun things you should have in life. After that, we can plan it out and execute everything.
Education, career, financial stability, travel, then maybe marriage, then maybe kids. So a lot of this shifting can also be attributed to the growing feminist movement. For the more liberal women, career ambitions now take priority over motherhood.
I don't imagine myself giving up on my ambitions or my career in the way that maybe my mom did when I was born.
Much of this is because the world treats motherhood as an obstacle.
And that sounded like she was roasting her mom.
To careers. A meta-analysis encompassing studies from various countries reported an average motherhood wage gap of approximately 3.7%. In the US, it's a 5 to 10% penalty per child. In Canada, the gap widens with each kid, 9% for one child, 12% for 2, and 20% for 3 or more. Some of this is explained by maternity leave and childcare responsibilities, but a lot of it is also simply employer bias. They often see mothers as less committed and less dependable, and often thus leverage against them for lower pay during salary negotiations. So I guess, as a form of protest, a lot of women just decided the fertility rates. Interestingly, research shows that fathers often experience a premium upon entering parentage. Employers see them as more committed, stable, and responsible. Good for them, I guess. Not so much for single mothers, but good for them. Now, this point has nothing to do with fertility rates, but I thought it should still be brought up. Now, feminist factors don't just apply to women.
You know, there was a time when I've had this thought that, you know, maybe employers prefer men who have kids because, you know, they have a bigger incentive to work, you know, to make money, as opposed to people who don't have as much responsibility, you know. For me, that's just, you know, I cannot help, I can't help to feel that it's unfair. Because you know me, I have my own interests. You know, I also gotta eat, and of course I like to keep on streaming, and I also have wants apart from my needs. So if the idea comes to me that, you know, someone is considered as, you know, more, I don't want to say deserving, but, you know, they'd rather pick that person just because they have responsibilities outside work, you know. I kind of feel that, you know, it's unfair. But I just have to be happy for them. You know, that they get to keep their job, you know. They get to keep on working from home. They can take care of their family. And, you know, that's how I rationalize what I perceive to be injustice, you know, unfairness, inequality. Okay. I mean, you know, I myself, if I had to pick between someone who's very competent and someone who's very committed, you know, I'd pick the one who's committed. You know, if they're more teachable, but that's just me, man. I mean, the last time I was in such a position was back in 2021. You know, it's not where I'm at. I mean, it's not where I'm from, it's where I'm at. And that's how I should view things. Anyway, later on, I don't know what I'm gonna do later, but I've done it before. I think it just needs to be re-uploaded because I don't know, maybe it exceeded the max file size. Maybe it was corrupted. Maybe it failed. Oh yeah, I made macaroni earlier. That's what I ate. Meow meow. Meow meow.
Let's move out.
I got me.
Huh?
I got me.
不是你开啥变声器了？
Can you teach me Chinese? Can you teach me? Okay, okay. GG.
Terrorists win. Bomb has been 哎呀，我真操他妈的呀！连着2局都匹配的对手就打不过我，真难受了。
喵喵喵。
Shut up, shut up, please.
Why? I don't like meow meow meow.
Get out, please.
Throwing flashbang. Grenade out.
Meow meow.
跟雷兄弟。
Maybe. Yeah. Good job.
Okay, okay.
Meow meow.
Roger that.
I'm gonna be.
Let's go. Smoke, decoy. Steady area out.
Go B, go B.
Grenade out. Deploying fire. Bomb has been flashbang.我没有签字，下岗了。
哎，可惜没钳子。好不了的，就他妈差了。
No run, no run. No time. No time.
He has no time to run out. He has no time to run away.
兄弟，你461考过了吗？
没有啊。
I equal.
差一点。
我都直接放弃了。
I'm just saying I equal.
哎呀，我操他妈！
没有，给我瞅闪个嘛！
妈马了，我操！交，快！
Good job, good job. Meow meow meow. Okay, okay. I go me. I go me.
А у тебя нет.
One more banana, one more.
Deploying decoy. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang.
Two banana.
香蕉洞还有人，香蕉洞还有人。
Two banana.
勾臂勾臂。
OK。
Man down, man down.
Put a man down. Requesting immediate man evac. Good job, son. Secure the area. So now I'm not a little kid. I copy.
Come on, jump, jump. Decoy's out. Throwing flashbang. Grenade.
Bro, get out of my way.
Smoke. Grenade out. Laying down smoke.
回个臂，回个臂，回个 A 部队。
Bomb me. I know orange. One more city. 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 Green. Frick you.
分烟兄弟，在书房给他分个烟，兄弟。 对不起，害点差你。抓太敏。是走吧，保了枪。
文章。
The idea is to reclaim power that has been taken away from you, which also loosely translates to focusing on your individualism than the often enforced values of community. And this is a form of empowerment that we're seeing amongst both genders of the younger generation. Everyone's prioritizing their own well-being and focusing on personal experiences like traveling, hobbies, investments, and even pet parenting. I guess when you have very little, you have to band together, rely on community, but when you're rich, you can exist without any dependence. And that brings us to the biggest and most obvious factor that's lowered the damn fertility rates.
Too expensive. These kids are very expensive. I'm not financially well to take care of anyone as of now. I can just take care of myself.
So according to the UNFPA report, 39% of people cite economic constraints as the main reason they're not having kids. It's pretty certain millennials and Gen Z are refusing to have kids because they simply cannot afford to.
इतना खर्चा है ना पूछो मत. पहले तो स्कूल आसान था, अभी इतना बुक्स ही उनके 25-30 हज़ार के हो गए, फीस उसमें 2-3 लाख हो गए. मेरी खुद की इतनी सैलरी नहीं है भाई, हो नहीं पाएगा.
Surveyed on specific financial concerns aiding their decision, here's what they said. 32% claimed high cost of living, 22% said fear of recession, 18% said they cannot afford to buy a home, 15% said too much consumer debt, and 12% said it's because they were drowning in student loans. In fact, there are these terms that have been coined in order to label the lifestyle that these generations are falling into. Just look at these, okay? Dinks are couples with double income, no kids. There's dinkwads, which is double income, no kids with a dog. They are really embracing the humor of this collapsing economy because my favorite term is kippers, which is basically kids in parents' pockets eroding retirement savings. Alright, so shit's expensive. But the question is, how expensive? To be precise, what exactly is the cost of raising a child in India? And to break it down, let's look at the lives of two men from Mumbai. Dilip, a husband, and Dinesh, a father. Okay, so Dilip decided long ago that he was gonna have a child and raise it the way he wished his parents raised him. On the other hand, Dinesh is an anti-natalist prioritizing the personal life he's building with his wife. Since the day his wife got pregnant, Dilip's wallet has had to run. First, the various tests and scans, then a series of checkups and medication, and finally, the actual delivery at a typical private hospital. That's about $1 lakh that he spent by the time the baby is a day old. Meanwhile, Dinesh, he used the same amount to fund his wife's lifelong but unfulfilled dream to pursue a career in pottery. Now, once the baby is born, that's when the actual expenses begin. Baby-proofing the house, buying a crib, an infant's wardrobe, diapers, and other essentials. That's still just day 2, by the way. And over the next 4 years, pediatric visits, vaccinations, food and formula milk, and of course, toys will eat into Dilip's wallet. All of which comes up to about 2.7 lakhs. In order to afford all this, Dilip chose to continue working the deadbeat job that he will years to come. Meanwhile, Dinesh and his wife have decorated their house with a hint of grandness and pursued their passion for philanthropy as well. The next phase of Dilip's kid's life is the most expensive one. He's headed to school for 14 years. The CBSE school fees, if they're being lenient, can add up to about 10 lakhs. Then there's all sorts of expenses like books, stationery, uniforms and shoes, school transport, utilities, extracurricular activities, and tuition classes, all of which comes up to around 18 lakhs. And the total so far, 21 lakhs. To make this happen, Dilip and his wife skipped vacations, picked up extra work, and he also had to give up on his lifelong dream to own a Mahindra Scorpio. Meanwhile, Dinesh and his wife have spent 14 years traveling all around Europe and Asia. Their bucket lists are half striked off. Now finally, the last leg of Dilip's expenses for his child will be the dramatic college years. He sends his son to a private engineering college for 4 years. That comes with other expenses like hostel accommodation, study materials, equipment, transport, and his daily expenses, all of which adds up to 18 lakhs, which makes the total 38 lakhs. Keep in mind that Dilip's son's upbringing was made possible only due to countless sacrifices on his parents' part. So yeah, that's the most conservative figure on the cost of raising a child in a tier 1 city. Just keep in mind that realistically, it often can go all the way up to 50 or even 60 lakhs. On the other side, Dinesh and his wife gathered tons of fancy anecdotes over time. They built a comfortable life without ever having to worry about what if we can't ever provide for our child. 2 families, but very different lives. So now you know why no one's having children. There's one more reason, by the way, that younger generations keep shouting out into their banners. That's of a dystopia, or at least a non-utopia. Factors like climate change, environmental degradation, impact of a genocide on global mental health, pandemics, possibility of a nuclear war, and God knows what else have aided too many to make the decision to not have any kids. They think that it's unethical to give birth to someone without their consent.
They didn't have to flash that image of the Vietnam War, no.
Plus, they're confident that they can provide them with a good life. Which brings us full circle to anti-natalism, a philosophy that's gaining a lot more momentum these days. So, what then? How do you tackle the fertility crisis while also upholding reproduction rights and the sentiments of an evolving culture? Spoiler alert, I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to start a discussion. What I do know is that top-down policies imposed by the government. So back in 1967 Romania, under the presidency of Nicolae Ceausescu, they implemented strict policies to combat the low fertility rates and underpopulated workforce. Abortion and contraception was banned first. A celibacy tax was introduced for childless people, and regular gynecological examinations were conducted on women of childbearing age to ensure compliance. Now that's the negative reinforcement method. Further, they introduced incentives for large families like priority housing allocations and all sorts of benefits. They even tried to hype up the title of a heroine mother, bestowed upon women who gave birth to more than 5 children. Except, none of these top-down reforms penetrated into public consciousness. On the contrary, it led to severe social and health issues, including a rise in the number of orphan children. This article in the Times shows the statements of the daughter of a Romanian gynecologist who lived through the hardships. Many women would come to him with requests for abortions that the state had deemed illegal. He would ask them to procure some dark blood from a piece of beef and to stain their underwears and smear the blood between their legs. He asked them to tell a story. I don't know what's happening, I'm bleeding heavily. In that way, he sanctioned necessary abortion, claiming that they supposedly miscarried and saved their lives. Later, he would see the human cause of the violence unfold in his clinic. Women brought in with hemorrhages and torn wounds, dying not from choice, but from a state that had taken safe care out of their hands. You see, these top-down policies had an immediate impact on improving birth rates, but then came a sharp corrective fall in fertility. That's what happens when you go against culture rather than alongside it. And that's what I'd like to put out there, that any reforms taken to solve the crisis cannot go against the very valid reasons why people are choosing not to have kids. Solve everything else and this issue heals itself. You cannot fight culture nor solve it. You can just guide its momentum towards the desired trajectory. Okay, I think the nature of this video could be a little bit misleading. Sure, yeah, there's a global issue happening. But as far as the more individualistic argument is concerned, we seem to have made more of a convincing case that you shouldn't have kids. But you know what? This is a topic about the creation of life. They can't possibly be right or wrong. And that's why it makes sense to bring back some balance into the discourse.
Chicken. That's one day.
नेबर साहब,
अरे दिलीप जी, आप यहाँ?
कैसे हो? इतने सारे अनार, प्लान क्या है?
बस वही रोज का 2 घंटे अनार छीलूंगा, 2 घंटे न्यूज देखूंगा और 2 घंटे मीरा को याद करूंगा। और आपका?
आज मेरा बेटा घर आ रहा है। अमेरिका में रहकर भी उसे
ये तो बड़ी खुशखबरी है दिलीप जी।
और दिनेश जी, आपका वो वाइनल आया था लता मंगेशकर वाला?
अरे हाँ हाँ, सोच रहा था कि शाम को सुनूंगा।
जोर से बजाइएगा, हमें भी सुनने मिलेगा।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, फुल वॉल्यूम में बजाता हूँ।
चलो मिलते हैं।
ठीक है सर।
Meow, 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 meow.
Decoys out. Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade.
Mommy, 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 mommy.
Of course. I can't go in there.
We don't know he's there.
Throwing smoke.
啊，连狙，这不要命了！黄色在你左边。
You know.
好呛黄色。
就是我不知道有个连续。
Hello, Guidance. How are you, Guidance?
躲起来撤。
Hello.
话
Don't forget to like. I don't know what other YouTubers say. Maybe like, follow, and subscribe. But I don't wanna sound like other YouTubers, no. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe. Meow meow meow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing fine as well. Thanks for asking, man. That's great to hear.
他们在香蕉道那个 banana。
Banana umana. Man. You know, I already took a bath earlier. Maybe I'll take a bath again. Especially brush my teeth. Wow. Wow. Bro. Bro. Meow 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 meow. One more, inside, B-side, one more.
棺材。
No.
真题怎么说啊？
ニコニコニ。
对不起。ニコニコニ。ニコニコニ。
ニコニコニコニコ。
太烦了，我操！怎么回事？还枪杀队友？
喵喵。Buy me a Big Mac. Buy me a Big Mac from McDonald's. Buy me a Big Mac.
你那个不真恶心。可惜。
Yeah, ego.
辛苦了，没钱了。好钱，哥们儿。
什么？
OK， 好钱。
I'm out of ammo.
OK， 好。Good.
There's one here.
Nice.
奈佛，哇，给串了呢我。啊 ，no man。
Nikuri. Chimo.
Be quiet.
Muchi.
他妈的，你这小孩给我闭嘴！
Yellow, let me pass. Yellow. Never mind.
不是，你们有没有觉得这小孩真烦人啊？
他是变声器，有可能不是小孩，有可能是中年大叔。
说是他一直在这逼，烦死我了。
马上打完了，基本上。
尼古，
开个麻烦。
尼古。
我马上过去，马上过去，马上过去。
是大姐。
Good thing my avatar hasn't
我马上过去，马上
defused
过去。
them.
我的。完了，这局没钱了。
When I'm craving energy drink right now.
Pick up is AK.
I don't like AC.
Go B. And to
I'm throwing a flashback.
哎呦我操！哪哪不哪哪？
喵。
好。
What the frick? Banana hopper. +1 GT negative. Meow meow.
Nice.
You know, when I actually want a real Taurus that feels like a Sync P226. I kinda don't want the polymer frame. I want it to be metal frame but with a plastic grip. I don't want it to feel like, polymer like Glock. Like that one. Full polymer grip. I like this one. It has no extended tail. I like how their backs are slanted. Instead of the boxy like this one. But I don't know what's available in the Philippines. They're mostly polymer. Meow meow. Okay, maybe the TH45. You know, the G2. Man, this looks nice. I wonder. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to keep on polishing it or like stop it from rusting. I mean, which song given anyway? Especially if I'm gonna keep, especially if like I'm gonna hang it on the wall. Speaking of which, you know, I do have a bare metal slide. I should maybe check it every month. Meow meow meow. They're going me.
Fire in the hole. Decoys out.
Banana.
Yes. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Good job. Planting.
Throwing grenade. Incendiary. Incendiary out.
Good job.
Defusing the bomb. Bomb has been
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
deploying decoy. Throwing fire. Grenade out.
It's freaking rounded top. It's not about try top. Oh well. This one is pretty expensive.
Come on, chop, chop. Let's go to bombside Alpha. Grenade. Throwing fire. Smoke out. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
Hopper.
No, mid.
Huh?
Counter-terrorists win. We are mowing them down.
Man, I really wish they made something like they call this. Like a same P226 without a manual safety.
Throwing fire. Throwing grenade.
I prefer Galil, usually hero. Meow meow meow.
别他妈喵了，这是战场，你是 gay 呀、
喵喵喵。
走。
Mommy.
Mommy.
Meow meow.
Decoy.
Board it, board it.
Defusing the bomb. Counter-terrorists win. Decoys out. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
Mom.
Barrel. Truck. All clear. TH9. No, I really want 45 when it comes to TH.
Grenade out. Incendiary out.
This will cost me 3 months of salary. Lol. I know that people in uniform cannot relate because your salaries are very high. They're really high sites. That's pretty interesting to see. You don't really see that very often. Meow meow. But I can't imagine working for Taurus. And I wonder if their stainless finish is actually stainless or it's just a color. I think it's just a color. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow meow.
Are you gay?
Yes. Frick. Good job. Meow 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 meow. Ooh. Shit. How's the stream going? I hope the quality isn't dropping. Meow meow. Middle hopper. I removed those two. You know, I'm kinda happy today getting that message. You know, yeah. Later when they come to work, I hope that they finish checking my stuff, and then yes, I can start teaching. I'm gonna keep on reviewing. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in my during my time not streaming or playing. I've been reviewing.
Let's roll.
Meow meow. I go under. I go under. Hello.
Guys, I tell you, we kill them all. Keep going.
Meow 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 meow. What the frick?
I'm planted. Bomb has been planted. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
GG.
Let's go.
Connector.
Meow meow meow. Stairs, 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 stairs.
Terrorists win. Fear us.
Meow 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 meow.
I'm throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing fire.
Frick.
Throwing a flashbang.
Anyway, today, well, I haven't experienced the cloudy day all throughout the day. And, I haven't really depleted my other solar setup, so
I'm planting the bomb.
I can see it's been tested. But, I know it will hold up. I'm even considering getting an electric fan. But, I don't wanna buy soon. It's like I really wanna start earning again before spending anything. I think I'm gonna rethink my groceries because, I don't really use up all of it. I feel like I'm spending too much. Connector. I feel like I'm spending too much. I mean, maybe I can turn it to like every 2 weeks. I don't really eat up all the sausages. You know, I buy too much pasta. I buy too much ground meat, and then I don't even buy eggs. You know, I've been an adult for a long time, but I still haven't figured it out yet. No. So, meow meow meow.
One palace, one door.
Huh? Palace? Meow meow meow. No. Hold on. How much? How much is it? So like I paid like 300 pesos for 2 of those. It makes sense though. I mean I eat a lot of it. Like I eat 3 pieces at a time. I eat 3 pieces at a time, so 163 pesos.
Smoke this.
Now is the time. Throwing a decoy. I'm throwing smoke. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Smoke. Flashbang. Flashbang. I'm throwing a flashbang.
No.
Terrorists win. We must work together. Decoy. I'm throwing a grenade. Throwing smoke. Planted. Bomb has been planted. Throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing smoke.
There's no hope. There I dropped the MP5. Hello, get the bomb. Balas, they're here. Ay nako. Nice. Can I ask you something? Can you buy me a Big Mac? Can you buy me a Big Mac? Meow 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 meow. Frick. Bawal sa akin yan. $6 pieces. It's like 20 pesos each.
Run.
Meow meow meow.
Oh. I'm so sorry about that, guys. That's probably an app notification on my phone. Meow meow. Mirage. Mirage.
Laying down smoke. Grenade out. Bomb has been planted in the area. Grenade out. Deploying decoy. Throwing fire.
Bomb me.
Good shot, good shot. Good shot.
Throwing smoke. Counter-terrorists win. I am fired up.
Meow meow.
Go, go, go.
Wow, I can actually beat up Frog.
Laying down smoke.
They rush aiming.
Throwing fire. Decoy. Bomb has been planted. Throwing a grenade. Throwing grenade. Terrorists win.
I really hope we win this one. Bomb him in.
Fire in the hole. Incendiary.
I gotta ramp it up.
Let's go earn our pay. Incendiary. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Decoys out.
May AFK pa. GG, AFK. Oh, now you're moving.
Deploying flashbang.
Stairs.
Terrorists win.
GG.
Deploying flashbang.
Alright guys. Oh wow, I memed up wrong. Alright guys. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by the stream, okay? See ya. Bye bye. Take care now. A great day or night. Bye bye.